Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Chris with Strength and Steel Reviews, and today we are diving into RitFit Gazelle Pro, a budget-friendly 3-in-1 leg press, hack squat, and calf raise machine. Nowadays, the hack squat leg press combo is one of the most desirable configurations available, and with good reason. Both movements are terrific quad builders, generally built as large, singular pieces of equipment. But combined, they take up less space, which is what us home gym people are all about. But just how much space does the Gazelle Pro take up? And yes, though the Gazelle Pro comes in at an impressive price point relative to the competition, is it worth your hard-earned cash? Does this budget-friendly 3-in-1 machine accomplish all 3 designated functions with similar efficiency? In other words, can you experience a complete range of motion when performing each exercise? Or are there some hard compromises to be had here? This is your money and you ought to know. So today, we find out. All right, before we get down and dirty, a quick heads up. RitFit did send me this product for free in exchange for an honest review, and I do emphasize honest. I genuinely appreciate the support I've been given thus far, and I won't let you down. I'd sooner surrender the review entirely rather than lie to you. That's the truth. If by the end of this video you'd like to purchase this machine, I'll include a link in the description below. Using that link doesn't cost you anything, but it supports the channel and it allows me to continue whipping up these videos for you. But all right, enough of the formalities. Let's dig into the specs, because despite what they say, size matters, especially if you own a home gym and desperately value every inch. What a combination of words. The Gazelle Pro is 31.25 inches wide in the front, 48.2 inches wide in the rear, and you'll need to add an additional 10.9 inches to the rear if you do include those detachable weight horns. Lastly, it's 86.4 inches long and 57.8 inches tall, which makes it a bit bulkier than their previous model. This machine also comes with 4 weight horns, 2 of which are detachable and 2 that are fixed and located beneath the sled. There are also resistance band pegs along the top and bottom if you want to play with different resistance profiles. So overall, as far as space saving, I would say that the footprint of this piece is not small. This certainly can't be classified as a compact leg press, but RitFit doesn't seem to be advertising it as such. That said, with the weight horns removed, this thing is surprisingly narrow, and as someone who seriously appreciates clean, organized spaces, I am genuinely surprised by how well this fits into my setup. I love that you can remove the weight horns. It allows me to access my rack, which was a very real concern when I was setting everything up. Speaking of setting things up, assembly was simple and straightforward. It arrived in 4 heavy boxes, which of course I failed to properly document, but to my great relief, I do have a single photo for you. Here it is, enjoy. Now, the instructions mention this is a 2-person job, but I managed to assemble it on my own in about 3.5, maybe 4 hours. It really was painless overall. And as someone who definitely does not love constructing equipment, this was a serious plus for me. And as for the quality of the piece itself, the Gazelle Pro is solidly built. It's made of steel and it maintains a load capacity of 1,300 pounds and a static load capacity of 2,000 pounds. That's pretty impressive for home gym equipment, and it should certainly perform whatever mighty deed you demand of it. It also has a pretty nice powder coat finish. I've heard some other people mention theirs arrived with scratches or nicks, but thankfully mine arrived totally unscathed. I mean, it's pretty. I really like the way it looks sitting in my garage. My wife even likes it. She saw the Gazelle Pro and was like, wow, I like it. And I said, yeah, me too. It was a really special moment, so yeah, great piece. So let's talk about the fun stuff, using the Gazelle Pro. First, we'll discuss the leg press, and then I'll show you how to transition this machine from the leg press to the hack squat. So right off the bat, I'll say that the leg press is pretty nice. I'm 5'9", and with the foot plate set to its lowest position, I've experienced no issues with the range of motion. I can pretty much go as low as I wish. The only thing stopping me is me. But what else is new? As far as adjustments are concerned, the foot plate can be set to 3 different positions, and if you wish, you can utilize the provided stopper to safeguard against the potential danger of heavier loads. You can adjust it to your preferred height. It's nice to have, though I will almost certainly ignore it because of how brash and bravely irresponsible I am. Everybody's so proud of me. Did I mention I'm about to be a father? Now, the leg press foot plate is fairly wide. To me, it's exactly as wide as it needs to be. Though I understand that some people might prefer larger platforms in order to target additional muscle groups like the glutes or the adductors, but I personally think there are just better movements you can do without a machine like this to target those muscle groups. When I think of the leg press, I primarily think of the quads, and I think the size of this foot plate gets the job done. Also nice, the surface of the foot plate is textured, which allows, obviously, for a better grip. There's also a small handhold to help with getting in and out of position. It's kind of crude, but I think it's nice to have anyway. And beyond the functionality of the leg press and indeed the full range of motion, whether it's the leg press or, as I will soon discuss, the hack squat, the machine feels good. I think it's super smooth for a budget-friendly piece. I've heard some other reviewers mention creaks and squeaks, but in my experience, I have not encountered anything thus far. Now, before we depart from the leg press, let me show you the first and probably the best way to perform calf raises on this machine. Essentially, you just place your feet on the edge of the foot plate, search for that deep stretch, and then perform the movement. I can get a full range of motion on this too, which I really appreciate. It's sweet and simple, which is my kind of thing. Oh, and the handrails are nice too. There's 5 different adjustment levels, so regardless of your height, one of these positions is bound to get the job done. Okay, let me show you how to transition to the hack squat. Now, transitioning from the leg press to the hack squat is pretty straightforward. First, you're gonna wanna flatten the leg press foot plate. Then, you'll want to pull the pin behind the back pad to release it. Once you've done that, you can just lift the back pad right off and you secure it above with that same pin. After that, you can adjust the hack squat's foot plate to your desired angle with the same removable pin. Personally, I prefer a sharper angle so that I can achieve more knee flexion and target the quads more efficiently, but that's your call. After that, you're officially ready to roll. So how is the hack squat? Well, for me, again at a very average 5'9", I bottom out before experiencing a complete range of motion, which in truth is a very common issue even with commercial grade hack squats. But I have a hack for this, a hack for the hack squat. All I do is I sandwich some yoga blocks beneath the pad and my shoulders to provide that extra height that's required to experience a complete range of motion. I've seen some people stack horse mats or yoga mats, whatever, but you'll need something to add additional height here. If you're taller, like 6 foot or more, you're probably good, but if not, I would be prepared to get creative. So overall, the hack squat feels great. Big foot plate, which I love because I play with foot positioning a lot, and everything here moves super smoothly. It's not perfect, but to my continual dismay, neither am I. And again, I'm used to making adjustments with hack squats, so this doesn't overwhelm me with disappointment. Okay, let's ever so briefly discuss rear-facing hack squats, or rear-facing squats. I don't even know what they're called. I'll get right to it. They don't work. Not really. I don't even know why RitFit bothered augmenting the pad to suit this movement. You'll likely bottom out halfway down. I'd say for 99.9% of people, this function just doesn't work well. So generally, I would advise that you not expect to be able to do rear-facing squats or rear-facing hack squats, whatever they're called. You're not gonna be able to do them. All right, let's briefly touch upon calves. Briefly, because I hate calves, they're so stubborn. But you can also do calf raises from the standing position of what should be the rear-facing hack squat or the front-facing hack squat. They're both okay, in my opinion. I personally don't think either of them really compares to the calf raises at the seated position. They're both worth trying out, and they're nice to have for the sake of variety. But for me, the stretch is considerably better from the seated position and you're more stable. I would recommend the seated position, leg press position, calf raise first and foremost. So there you have it, the RitFit Gazelle Pro 3-in-1 leg press, hack squat, and calf raise machine. Is it a winner? Well, for the price, it's a solid option. Sure, there are a few quirks, like the rear-facing hack squat's inability to achieve any kind of depth and the need to get a bit creative in order to achieve appropriate depth during hack squats. But overall, I think the Gazelle Pro delivers, and I would recommend it. The machine itself, though I don't think it could be characterized as compact or a space saver, I do find it to be surprisingly narrow. It doesn't take up any great amount of gym real estate, so if you have a little additional space and you measure it out properly, I think you may find this could fit in your gym. So again, if you're in the market for a versatile machine that could handle leg presses, hack squats, and calf raises without spending a fortune, the Gazelle Pro could be just what you need. And hey, if you do decide it's a fit for your gym, again, support the channel, purchase it through one of the links I provided below. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more honest reviews, and drop your questions or your thoughts in the comments. I'm always happy to chat with you guys. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Stay strong and stay steely, ladies and gentlemen. Adios.